It's Thursday, October 23rd, today on Your Morning Atlantic. The paternal grandmother of two missing children speaks out. Your Tom News headlines just ahead.
And let's go Blue Jays. Author and sports reporter Keegan Matheson will join us once again to give us his thoughts on the Jays and their World Series chances. That's in our second hour.
Plus 15 years of Devour. The popular event is happening right now, and Chef Michael Howell will join us with one of the dishes you could try in the Annapolis Valley this weekend. All that and so much more just ahead on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in, everybody. Just about 6:01 on this Thursday, October 23rd. A week from today, everybody will be putting the finishing touches in the Halloween costumes, maybe starting to get the jack-o'-lanterns ready for putting out on the old stoop.
Oh, that's such a good point. So many homes been putting out their decorations outside earlier. It seems like every year a little earlier and earlier. I was thinking the other day for our home, we have the fall decor out. I haven't put out any Halloween decorations yet. It's very different from Latina.
I purchased, the Halloween candy has been purchased in the household, but a repurchase will have to be made because...
you opened it?
I didn't open it, but several family members have rifled through, and we're going to need more candy. That's okay. It is a season.
It is. It is. Once you get that box, you're very
Don't
tempted.
open it.
Yeah,
don't open it up.
Don't. But what gets me is the week or so after Halloween when you start to see your coworkers bring in the leftovers to the lunchroom and say, please, have it.
Yep.
We're done with it.
Oh, yeah.
I want it out of my house.
That is good. That's good time for the rest of us
it is
here.
a good time.
For sure. Okay, weather-wise today, we are looking at, I don't know what we're looking at. This is why we have you around.
Yeah, right? I don't know either. No, I'm just joking.
You're kidding.
Basically, we're going to see another above-seasonal day. We saw sunshine yesterday a little bit. Same thing for today. So some showers early this morning for parts of the region, and then we're going to see those showers clear out specifically across the Maritimes. So here's a look at Moncton early this morning. We aren't seeing shower activity over there at this time. Currently 11 degrees in your area, so temperatures definitely warm this morning for the most part. We are going to see above seasonal daytime highs, like I mentioned, into this afternoon. Still seeing a bit of everything, so make sure to prepare for precipitation if you are heading out, just in case, because a lot of areas still will see precipitation at one point or another today. 10 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton, 14 over in Charlottetown with 13 degrees in Halifax and Yarmouth, 16 starting off your day early this morning in Sydney, 7 into Labrador City with 9 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 10 into St. Anthony and St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite and radar. So precipitation starts off the day for both Newfoundland and Labrador. We are going to see some lingering showers, at times heavy for the first couple hours this morning for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, and parts of New Brunswick. That will clear, leaving sunshine into the afternoon for much of the Maritimes. As of right now, though, we are going to see winds continue to pick up. Still breezy for parts of the Maritime region early this morning. Sustained wind right now, 30 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, as well as into Sydney and Canso. 20 into Yarmouth with 19 in Moncton and Charlottetown. Wind gusts getting up to 43 kilometers per hour this morning in Grand Etang and in Sydney. 39 in Canso, 31 in Yarmouth. I'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:03. The paternal grandmother of Lily and Jack Sullivan says police should have acted faster when the children were first reported missing.
I don't care what the criteria is for an Amber Alert. When you have vulnerable children missing, it should be an automatic alert.
It has been nearly 6 months since the two siblings were reported missing from their rural Nova Scotia home. Belinda Gray says it's been 2 years since she last held Lily and Jack. When they first went missing in May, Gray says she joined in the search in Lansdowne Station. RCMP say they've combed through every possible lead, and cadaver dogs that searched the woods and trails a few weeks ago came up empty-handed. Fundraising efforts are underway for the families of the two children who died in a boating incident in Nova Scotia over the weekend. Police say it is a search and rescue effort, not a criminal investigation. It happened on Lake Rossignol near West Caledonia on Saturday after a man and 3 children went out on the water. Online fundraisers have been set up for the families, with social media identifying the deceased as Lucy Cable Monroe and Adelind Goll.
This is not a criminal investigation. This was a search and rescue effort. We are making attempts to locate the boat, the flat-bottomed canoe with the motor. Whether that is still even afloat, it's hard to say because they did take on water. The boat did overturn.
Police say the man and 3 children were all wearing life jackets at the time. Flags are at half-mast at 2 Fall River area schools, Ashley Jefferson Elementary and George P. Vanier Junior High. 2 Nova Scotia youths have been charged in connection to what police are calling a violent assault on another youth that was captured on video and shared on social media. RCMP say it happened back in August in Bible Hill, but it wasn't reported to police until late last month. The victim suffered serious injuries. Police say after the assault, the suspects allegedly threatened to kill the victim if they reported it. 2 youths are now facing charges of aggravated assault and uttering threats. RCMP in Newfoundland are investigating an ATV crash that resulted in the death of a 70-year-old pedestrian. Police in Bay St. George say they responded to an off-road vehicle crash in Ship Cove on Tuesday and learned that an ATV struck a person. The 70-year-old woman was rushed to the hospital where she died. RCMP say the driver of the ATV was a youth who remained at the scene and cooperated with investigators. For the second time this week, Nova Scotia University's part-time faculty is on strike following failed negotiations to reach a new collective agreement. CUPE announced its members from St. Mary's University will go on strike at 8:30 this morning. Last month, its members voted 87% in favor of a strike following nearly a year of negotiations. Members are asking for improved stipends and proposals on faculty appointments and contract timelines. Meanwhile, more than 150 part-time faculty at Mount St. Vincent University in Halifax are hitting the picket line for a second day today. That is after contract talks broke down Tuesday night, with the sticking points being pay, benefits, and job security. The university says the campus will remain open, but classes taught by part-time staff will be canceled. It was a late night at the Wanderers grounds, and it ended in heartbreak for Halifax fans.
His first penalty since 2015. Gagnola Perez guys it! And that's it! The Halifax Wanderers are ousted by York United!
That shootout goal ended the Halifax Wanderers' short playoff run in the Canadian Premier League. It was only the second ever playoff game in Halifax's history. They fell 3-2 to York United at home. The game itself had some delays due to lightning concerns. Finally, to the ice, a Cape Bretoner made his NHL debut last night. There behind the goalie mask, that's Colton Ellis from River Denny's, taking a rookie lap after suiting up for the Buffalo Sabres with his family in attendance for his first game. The former Cape Breton West Islander goalie played well for the Sabres, stopping 27 shots in a 4-2 win over Detroit. Cape Breton pride right there on the ice.
Wow,
So cool.
That's amazing.
I love that we got to see the family there in support, too.
Oh, well, gosh, are you kidding? If you heard your kid is called up the NHL, you'd have everybody. There'd be a bus.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I'm so excited. That's great news. Well, keep our eye on him.
Yeah, Colton Ellis.
Colton Ellis. Love it. Remember that name. Okay, time to give away some money, everybody.
Yeah.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer because we're giving away $20,000. Time for today's code word. Now, here it is. You have two chances left to win today and tomorrow. We're already at Thursday.
Oh my
So this is it. Spend is our word today. If you want to win the $20,000, you have to go to our website. Plug in the code word, give us a little key information so we can find you to say, hello, you've won $20,000. And you can find it on our website, or the QR code takes you right to the spot where you plug in that information. Tomorrow, one more chance to win, one more code word. This contest has been fun.
It
Sad to
has
see
been
it go.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to give away some money. I can't wait to hear who
Me.
wins.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
I'm sure our viewers can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
We're
everybody's
like,
excited.
I hope you call me. Okay, coming up, we're going to have a first look at your national and international news headlines on this Thursday morning. Also, Latavia has our first full look at the forecast. And we're saying good morning to Antigonish, Nova Scotia. You can see it's a little wet there on the ground. The details coming up next.
Happy Thursday, Atlantic Canada, and welcome back. The time now is 6:13. We're taking a live look at a dark start to the day over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Starting off at 10 degrees, we are expecting a chance of some showers early this morning. Will clear into the afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. We're seeing quite a warm start to the day for parts of the region at least. As of right now, 10 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, with 14 in Charlottetown, 12 degrees in Halifax, 16 in Sydney, 7 degrees starting off your day over in Labrador City, and 10 degrees, as I mentioned, into St. John's. Over to our forecast timeline, we are seeing a cloudier start to the day, as well as a wet one for parts of Atlantic Canada. Seeing showers, at times heavy, move in for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador early this morning. Still seeing showers, at times heavy, with a risk of thunderstorms for parts of Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, and seeing some few showers for parts of New Brunswick. Now, into the afternoon, we will be seeing clearing, leaving sunshine for much of the maritime region. Still seeing that wet weather persist for Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into later this afternoon, that's when we start to see a bit of precipitation return. So a chance of some isolated showers returning for parts of northern New Brunswick, as well as into the southern region and for the southwestern region of Nova Scotia. Into this evening and overnight hours, still seeing some looming precipitation for parts of the maritime region, taking us into early Friday morning. We're going to see them clear out for the most part. If you're wondering about additional rainfall totals, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick, quite light amounts for both Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. This is where we're seeing the totals today. Looking at around 2 to 20 millimeters being the heaviest over in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and looking at 2 to 10 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of Newfoundland as well. For forecast today for New Brunswick, a mix of sun and cloud for the most part. We will be seeing a chance of showers return into the afternoon for parts of the province. And daytime highs will range from 13 to 17 degrees, being the warmest into Moncton. Wind gusts getting breezy yet again out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. Highs between 16 to 17 degrees for Prince Edward Island today. Also seeing sunshine, and then showers arrive yet again into the evening. Wind gusts getting up to 50. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at showers at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms. Clearing out, leaving sunshine into the late afternoon. Daytime highs will range from 17 to 19 degrees, being the warmest into Antigonish and Sydney. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 16 to 19 degrees. We are going to see mainly sunny skies today as clouds continue to clear out. Showers return into the evening. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, periods of rain today, at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms, a high of 9 degrees over in Labrador City. 14 into St. John's, Newfoundland, starting off the day with showers, clearing out, leaving mainly cloudy skies into the afternoon. For forecast on Friday, another above seasonal daytime high expected for much of Atlantic Canada. We are still seeing some spotty showers remain for parts of Newfoundland as well as parts of the maritime region. Clearing out into Saturday, seeing lots of sunshine yet again. We do have some spotty showers at around a 30% chance of it happening for Cape Breton and parts of eastern Nova Scotia. That's a look at your weather forecast on this Thursday. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney made a campaign-style speech last night outlining an ambitious agenda ahead of next month's federal budget. CTV's Abigail Beanman has more on Carney's message and the pressure to deliver.
When I was your age, the Berlin Wall fell.
The Prime Minister addressing a room of university students, but speaking to all Canadians.
Our goal for Canada is to double our non-U.S. exports over the course of the next decade.
Mark Carney says that will generate $300 billion in trade.
Even with such efficiencies and with better management, we will have to do less of some of the things that we want to do so we can do more of what we must do.
The speech telegraphed broad strokes of the upcoming budget: spend less, invest more, saying it will include the long-awaited climate strategy and a new immigration plan.
We will play to win. We will bet on Canada and all Canadians.
He also spoke of working collaboratively across the aisle.
We had a good conversation. He didn't make any commitments.
Fresh off meeting opposition leaders ahead of the budget.
He needs to bring forward an affordable budget.
A minority government means the Liberals need help passing it or risk facing an election.
We've been very clear on what he would have to do to get our support. Now it's up to him.
They know our conditions, and if they wake up a little bit late, it's once again their problem.
Conservatives are trying to hold the Liberals to a $42 billion deficit. Experts, including the parliamentary budget officer, suspect it will be much higher. Carney didn't offer any specifics tonight, but he did say transforming the economy will take sacrifices and time. The budget comes down November 4th.
CTV's Abigail Beeman reporting in Ottawa. It's estimated about 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. As many Canadian provinces drop routine screening to the age of 40, one cancer survivor is urging people to book an appointment. CTV's Sarah Plowman reports from Fredericton.
At 34, Alicia Bryan noticed a lump in her breast.
And I sat on it for a long time, hoping that it would go away.
That lump didn't leave. A mammogram and biopsy revealed what she had feared.
It came back with a positive diagnosis for cancer, for stage 3 breast cancer in my right breast.
Surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation followed. For 3 years, she's been in remission. As more provinces open up routine breast cancer screening to women in their 40s, she's urging people to go.
Go and do the test. Go and do it scared. Get it out of the way.
At what age routine screening should start has been hotly debated. Current Canadian guidelines recommend 50, but many provinces, including Ontario, have dropped the age to 40. Since Ontario's program expanded last October, about 184,000 women in their 40s have been screened. That's about 18% of women in that age group.
Usually in a screening program, we aim for 70% of women being screened, but we have not achieved that yet, especially for the women 40 to 49, because there has been a lot of controversy about the guidelines.
At the Ottawa Hospital, women in their 40s are now getting screened in similar numbers as those in their 50s and 60s.
This really indicated that there was a pent-up demand, and I am diagnosing cancer, early breast cancer, in these young women.
Bryan is thankful her cancer was found, removed, and treated.
It's the putting it off and not getting screened is where it becomes dangerous.
A message she hopes is heard. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Fredericton.
Ontario's premier is looking to crack down on price gouging for resale ticket prices. This after tickets to tomorrow's World Series Game 1 in Toronto are going for as much as $25,000.
My personal opinion, I got to talk to the whole team, but they're gouging the people. When you have one player in the market that controls the tickets, that's not right for the people. So we're reviewing that right now.
Doug Ford says he'll look at reviving a legislative move his government killed in its early days. It would cap the price for a resale ticket at 50% markup. In 2018, Ford's office says the measure introduced by the Liberals couldn't actually be enforced. For now, fans will have to dig deep for a seat at the Rogers Centre tomorrow. Quick break here. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN, plus your business headlines. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Wouldn't we like to see history repeat itself?
Oh my goodness, that would be incredible.
Oh my gosh. I know you were very, very, very young, but I was there when they won the first time. Not in Toronto, but alive. And
Yeah,
it was fun.
I was alive. I was 3.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You could walk and talk. You probably went, yay, Blue Jays.
Yeah, I know my dad didn't bring me to the game. It's like,
yeah, I'm not bringing my dad to this game either. It's 50 grand.
Right?
There's a lot of other things I'd love to spend it on. Speaking of money,
exactly.
It's 6:25. Time to check in with your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
Gold hit a high on Monday of close to $4,400 US an ounce. On Tuesday, it started to sink. The precious metal dropped more than 5% yesterday, which was the steepest one-day price drop in a decade. It lost another 1.5% earlier today before starting to recover. But gold has had a banner year overall, gaining over 50% as countries turned away from the U.S. dollar and towards gold as a safe haven. There's a long list of vehicles being recalled this month in Canada, from Toyota to Tesla and Ford to Fiat Chrysler. More than 100,000 vehicles are on the list, with recall notices for everything from batteries to brakes. Owners will get notified in writing if their vehicle is affected. And Tesla reported third-quarter revenue of more than $28 billion as American customers rushed to buy electric vehicles ahead of a credit expiring. But Tesla's actual earnings were down year over year. Tesla blames higher spending on AI research and development and fewer government credits as reasons. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.51. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 58.50. Western Canadian Select is up to 45.07. And the TSX is up 94 points today, but still under 30,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
All right, now we're going to take a look at our 3-day forecast. We are inching towards the end of the work week. For New Brunswick, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, we will be seeing some showers return into the afternoon with a high of 15. On Friday, showers clear out, leaving mainly sunny skies and a high of 14. Cooling down, becoming seasonable on Saturday, a high of 10 and a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia today, we are going to see showers, at times heavy for parts of the province early in the morning, clearing, leaving mainly sunny skies. Showers arrive again into the evening, a high of 18. On Friday, 16 degrees is your daytime high. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud, we will be seeing some isolated showers for parts of the province into the afternoon. And then on Saturday, a high of 13 with sunny skies. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 16 degrees today, mainly sunny skies with evening showers. On Friday, sunshine yet again with a high of 15. And into the weekend, Saturday, 13 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud.
Just ahead, let's go Blue Jays. On today's Move Morning Chat, we're talking about favorite Jays memories. A conversation in about 15 minutes on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. It's 6:30 on your Thursday morning, but the countdown is on for 9 p.m. tomorrow night, at least Atlantic time.
Oh, yes.
All eyes will be on the Rogers Centre in Toronto for Game 1 of the World Series for the Jays against the Dodgers.
Very exciting.
Oh, yeah. No, I found a seat, really, it's a beautiful seat on the bandwagon, and I've jumped on it. Yeah.
Out of the many crystal quotes that she has, one of my favorites is there's always room on the bandwagon.
There's always room on the bandwagon. In fact, there's a seat right next to me if you want to come join me on the bandwagon.
Oh my gosh. Well, we were saying too, even if you don't follow baseball, even if you're not a huge Jays fan, it's a really exciting time.
Oh yeah,
here in Canada.
It's an exciting time for Canada. Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Canadian. This was a big deal.
Oh yeah,
super exciting. And I'm just, that's that. Like, it's a big deal. We're moving over to weather right now, and it looks like history's repeating itself with the weather.
Yes.
Same as yesterday. Whoa, that's a fun shot.
I love that. This is the Armdale Roundabout, if you didn't know this. It's a great view. We are going to see a few showers across parts of the region early this morning. Some areas seeing rain, at times heavy. Currently 12 degrees in Halifax, and we are going to see lots of sunshine in Halifax today. Pretty warm temperatures for the most part. 10 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton, 14 early this morning in Charlottetown with 16 in Sydney, 9 degrees over in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and 10 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Now, we do have a rainfall warning in effect early this morning until Saturday. We are going to see rain at times heavy for the Avalon Peninsula into the southwest. Keep this in mind if you are headed out in that area. We are expecting around 40 to 60 millimeters of precipitation today. And you can see here on our satellite and radar, still seeing a bit of precipitation tracking across parts of the Maritime region, seeing rain and at times heavy with the risk of thunderstorms moving in for both Newfoundland and Labrador throughout the day today as well. A breezy wind expected out of the southeast and southwest this morning. As of right now, 30 kilometers per hour in Sydney, 28 starting off your day in Canso with 26 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 20 into Lunenburg. Wind gusts getting up to 43 kilometers per hour in Sydney, 39 in both Grand Etang and in Canso, 28 in Yarmouth. We'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first we'll look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:33. The paternal grandmother of Lily and Jack Sullivan says police should have acted faster when the children were first reported missing.
I don't care what the criteria is for an Amber Alert. When you have vulnerable children missing, it should be an automatic alert.
It's been nearly 6 months since the two siblings were reported missing from their rural Nova Scotia home. Belinda Gray says it's been 2 years since she last held Jack and Lily. When they first went missing in May, Gray says she joined in the search at Lansdowne Station. RCMP say they have combed through every possible lead. Cadaver dogs searched the woods and trails a few weeks ago and came up empty-handed. Fundraising efforts are underway for the families of the two children who died in a boating incident in Nova Scotia over the weekend. It happened in Lake Rossignol near West Caledonia on Saturday after a man and 3 children went out on the water. Online fundraisers have been set up for the families, with social media identifying the deceased as Lucy Cable Monroe and Adelind Gall.
This is not a criminal investigation. This was a search and rescue effort. We are making attempts to locate the boat, the flat-bottomed canoe with the motor. Whether that is still even afloat, it's hard to say because they did take on water. The boat did overturn.
Police say the man and 3 children were all wearing life jackets at the time. Flags are at half-mast at 2 Fall River area schools, Ashley Jefferson Elementary and George P. Vanier Junior High. RCMP in Newfoundland are investigating an ATV crash that resulted in the death of a 70-year-old pedestrian. Police in Bay St. George say they responded to an off-road vehicle crash in Ship Cove on Tuesday and learned that an ATV struck a person. The 70-year-old woman was rushed to hospital where she died. RCMP say the driver of the ATV was a youth who remained at the scene and cooperated with investigators. For the second time this week, Nova Scotia University's part-time faculty is on strike following failed negotiations to reach a new collective agreement. CUPE announced its members from St. Mary's University will go on strike at 8:30 this morning. Last month, its members voted 87% in favor of a strike following nearly a year of negotiations. Members are asking for improved stipends and proposals on faculty appointments and contract timelines. Meanwhile, more than 150 part-time faculty at Mount St. Vincent University in Halifax are hitting the picket line for a second day today. This is after contract talks broke down Tuesday night, with the sticking points being pay, benefits, and job security. The university says the campus will remain open, but classes taught by part-time staff will be canceled. A new report that says that for every 100 new nurses in New Brunswick, 62 leave the profession.
We're not able to retain these young nurses, and that creates a problem both now in terms of being able to provide the care that patients need, but also in the future, because the young nurses of today are the experienced nurses of tomorrow.
That is concerning. Why recruit or why train nurses if people are leaving? And so we are doing a very good job at bringing in more nurses with 2 new nursing schools, new spot setter nursing schools.
According to the report from the Montreal Economic Institute, New Brunswick has the second worst retention rate for nurses in the country, only behind Newfoundland and Labrador, which had 98 leave the profession for every 100 who joined. Nova Scotia saw a rate of 57 young nurses leave for every 100 who entered the profession, with 47 leaving on PEI. A survey from the Canadian Federation of Nurses says that 1 in 4 nurses in the profession is showing clinical signs of anxiety, depression, or burnout. A Cape Bretoner made his NHL debut last night. That's Colton Ellis from River Denny's taking a rookie lap after suiting up for the Buffalo Sabres with his family in attendance for his first game. The former Cape Breton West Islander goalie played well for the Sabres, stopping 27 shots in a 4-2 win over Detroit. Finally, back here at home, a late night at the Wanderers grounds ended in heartbreak for Halifax fans.
His first penalty since 2015. Gagnola Perez guys it! And that's it! The Halifax Wanderers are ousted by York United!
That shootout goal ended the Halifax Wanderers' short playoff run in the Canadian Premier League. It was only the second ever playoff game in Halifax's history. They fell 3-2 to York United in Halifax last night. And the game itself had a few delays due to some lightning concerns. I mean, it was great to have them have a playoff game.
Absolutely.
Here at home.
Great season, Wanderers, and the fans are the best in the league. Our Halifax fans, they really do support their team. And they did put up with a lot of rain last night, I hear.
Yes.
It was a wet one, but oh, so close, so close.
Yeah, so close. Okay, still ahead, from sports to entertainment, we'll have your entertainment headlines from Hollywood. But coming up next, it is the Move Morning Chat. And today we want to know, if you've got a favorite Blue Jays memory, maybe it's when Bautista threw his bat.
Oh, yeah,
remember that one?
Yeah.
Your Morning Atlantic, we'll be right back.
Still quite dark over in Moncton early this morning. Welcome back. The time now is 6:42. Currently 11 degrees in your area, and we are going to see temperatures warm up above seasonal daytime highs for much of the region yet again today. But we do have some wet weather still tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Still seeing shower activity for parts of the Maritime region. As of right now, 10 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton and in Bathurst. 14 starting off your day in Charlottetown. 12 degrees in Halifax with 16 in Sydney. 7 degrees starting off your day in Labrador City with 9 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay. 9 degrees also starting off your day in St. Anthony, 11 in Gander, and 10 degrees over in St. John's. We do now have a rainfall warning in effect for the southern Avalon Peninsula. This is for this Friday morning, until Saturday afternoon. We are going to see rain at times heavy at around 40 to 60 millimeters expected. Over to our forecast timeline, you can see this low still tracking across the region. So starting to clear out slowly from the Maritime region, still seeing some precipitation early this morning for parts of New Brunswick as well as into Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia. We are going to see that clear out for the most part into the afternoon, leaving sunshine for the Maritime region. We are going to see rain at times heavy across parts of Labrador with the risk of thunderstorms. Also seeing wet weather for parts of Newfoundland early this morning. Clearing for parts of the province into the afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies. For the Maritime region, as we inch towards the evening hours, we are going to see precipitation wrap back around for parts of the region. Still going to remain quite light, though, in its activity. Taking us into early Friday morning, we are going to see sunshine in our forecast yet again, but we do have some lingering showers sticking around. Over to our rainfall outlook, we're only going to see an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick. Other than that, going to remain quite light for the Maritimes. And then seeing the heaviest of that rainfall situated for Labrador at around 2 to 20 millimeters, being the heaviest over in Happy Valley Goose Bay. And are looking at around additional 2 to 10 millimeters across Newfoundland. So for our forecast today for New Brunswick, starting off the day with a few showers that will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and clouds, seeing showers return into the evening. Daytime highs will range from 13 to 17 degrees, being the warmest into Moncton. Wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Highs between 16 to 17 degrees for Prince Edward Island. Looking at mainly sunny skies today. Showers into the evening with wind gusts getting up to 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing applies. We're looking at showers at times heavy early this morning with the risk of thunderstorms clearing out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Wind gusts of also up to 50 kilometers per hour. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 16 to 19 degrees. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. Going to see showers return into the evening. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, rain at times heavy with the risk of thunderstorms, a high of 9 degrees over in Labrador City. 14 into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at showers starting off your day, at times heavy, clearing out, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Friday's forecast, much of the same, above seasonal daytime highs for much of Atlantic Canada. We are also going to see sunshine in our forecast with a few showers for parts of the Maritime region as well as into Newfoundland and Labrador. Could see a chance of flurries for parts of Labrador into Saturday. Other than that, still going to see sunshine in our forecast, above seasonal daytime highs into Saturday, but still some lingering showers for parts of the Maritime region. All right, that's a look at your weather forecast. Now we'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
You know that sound. It is the Move Morning Chat with our friends Aaron and Peter in radio. Tomorrow is game 1 for the World Series, the Toronto Blue Jays against the LA Dodgers. So what a better time to ask, what is your favorite Blue Jays memory? It's been 32 years since they've been to the World Series. Peter?
Well, I'll tell you what, my favorite Blue Jays memory has to do with my very first game, which I attended with our oldest son. His very first game. Ben would have been about 10 years old at the time. And we were on a family vacation in Toronto and decided, you know what, let's go to the ball game, just Ben and me. And so we got our tickets. We went inside to watch the Tampa Bay Rays beat the Toronto Blue Jays. But really what that set off was a lifelong love affair with the Blue Jays for my son in particular, who's the biggest baseball fan I know. He's been to so many games, lives in Toronto now, and he will be having a watch party tonight, or rather tomorrow night, in his apartment with friends for the very first game of the World Series.
Wow. So awesome. And we had to start with Peter because he has one of the best answers. Don't be mad at me. I'm not a huge baseball gal, but I do realize this is a big deal and this is Canada's team. So I will say I'm getting into it. Went to watch a game last weekend at a pub with other fans, and I love the energy and I just love being a part of it. So I'm telling you, I will be watching these games and cheering on Canada's team.
That's incredible. And that's the thing, even if you're not a big baseball fan, this is infectious. The way the country is feeling right now, something good and happy to cheer for. When I think of Blue Jays, I think of my dad, John, and I'm so grateful that over the summer, this is my dad and I, we got to attend the Canada game at the Rogers Centre, and it was incredible. I know he's still also an Expos fan, so that's why he's still wearing that hat. But we went inside, the Jays won, beat the Yankees 12-5, and nice. My buddy George Springer also had a grand slam that day.
Oh my goodness.
Changed the pace of the game. My dad and I also got these jerseys too because we were one of the first few thousand people to get to the Rogers Center. Wow. Yeah, they all came in the same size. Guerrero Jr.
Got them for free?
For free.
Epic.
Anyways, it was just like, as you grow up, it was just time for my dad and I to be together. Life is busy. I remember when that Grand Slam happened, we just looked at each other and we like cheered and we jumped and had the hot dogs, and I'm going to cherish that day for the rest of my life. It was just so special.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. I feel the exact same way. I was a diehard Blue Jays fan growing up in Toronto. My dad loved baseball. He introduced me to the sport, helped me kind of understand how it came to be and how it works. And we used to go to games together all the time. Unfortunately, I lost those pictures, but since he passed, I do remember, and I have that memorabilia. I caught 2 balls. Carlos Delgado was my favorite, and I still have the bat and the balls that I was given, and it's just a great time. And obviously, they're doing great now. Great to see it.
Oh, the family stories. And we want you to share yours with us, please. 10400 is where you can send us the text. Toronto Blue Jays heading to the World Series for the first time in 32 years. What is your favorite Blue Jays memory? Please text us a photo as well. Your first name, where you're from. We're going to share your answers later in the show.
All right, now we're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
Miley Cyrus says she'll sing the end credits song for the upcoming new Avatar movie. The song, Dream as One, will be released November 14th. The 20th century film Avatar Fire and Ash hits theaters December 19th. Kim Kardashian and mom Kris Jenner arrived in London for the premiere of All's Fair. Kardashian is set to star in the upcoming legal drama that hits Hulu on November 4th. Hulu and 20th Century Fox are owned by ABC's parent company, Disney.
Rome looks so good on you, right?
Emily in Paris is headed to Rome. The first trailer for season 5 of the Netflix series finds Emily, played by Lily Collins, falling in and out of love in the Eternal City, while also making pit stops in Venice and back in Paris. Minnie Driver joins the cast for the new season on Netflix in December. I'm living in a war with time. Brandi Carlile's new album, Returning to Myself, comes out tomorrow, and she's also going on tour. Carlisle announcing her Human Tour will hit 10 cities between February and March of next year, starting in Philadelphia. And happy birthday to Deadpool himself. Canadian-born actor and producer Ryan Reynolds is turning 49 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
And here's some good news on this Thursday. There was a whale of a rescue in Port Hood, Nova Scotia that was actually caught on video.
Yes, 3 pilot whales got into trouble earlier this week, but a couple of good Samaritans didn't hesitate to strip down and step up. CTV's Ryan McDonald has the story.
Mark Rankin and his friend Grant Cameron were not counting on getting up close and personal with pilot whales when they started their day yesterday.
Me and a couple of my buddies, we were heading over to Port Hood Island to winterize a friend's cabin.
When they got onto the island at about 9 a.m., they found 3 pilot whales that had gotten too close to shore and were struggling to get back into deeper water. A friend on the scene told them DFO had been called, but with low tide approaching and time appearing to be of the essence, the 2 men decided to see if they could help.
So we stripped down into our briefs and did the best we could. We got the first one out without too much issue, and the second one, he took a little longer to come around, but we got him out in deeper water.
Yes, so we had a team that was coming with our appropriate response gear and equipment, and also Fisheries and Oceans were sending a team down.
The head of the Marine Animal Response Society says their team that was on the way from Dartmouth was called off because members of the public had managed to help the whales first. She says while this situation appears to have had a good outcome, normally there are safety concerns when it comes to approaching large wild animals like this.
It worked out well in this case that they got the animals pushed back in and nobody got hurt. But that could be a very different case given how big and powerful these animals can be.
Rankin says it was pretty memorable to be that close to an animal of that size.
To touch them and look into their eyes, like, you know, that's kind of what got us, I think, and made us, you know, do the right thing. I hope we did the right thing.
When asked how he feels about potentially saving the whales from beaching, Rankin largely shrugged it off, saying that other people in their situation might have done the same thing.
We feel pretty good about it, and if nothing else, we'll get a good laugh or being on the news in our underwear.
A brief moment that's proof heroes don't always wear capes, or in this case, too much else. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Port Hood, Nova Scotia.
Whale of a tale, and we're happy to share that. Thank you so much, Ryan, for that report. Happening now in local news this morning, the paternal grandmother of Lily and Jack Sullivan says police should have acted faster when the children were first reported missing. Plus, a new report says that for every 100 new nurses in New Brunswick, 62 leave the profession. We'll have more details on that report and reaction. Plus, a Cape Bretoner makes his NHL debut last night and came up with a winning effort. Those details and more coming up when Your Morning Atlantic returns right after this. Thursday, October 23rd, today on Your Morning Atlantic, part-time faculty at another Nova Scotia university go on strike this morning. Your top news headlines just ahead.
Also, the latest on the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Dalhousie University's Robert Hewish joins us for his assessment of the situation. That conversation coming up on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 7 o'clock. Inching towards the end of the work week. It's flying by. October has been flying by.
A year.
It's wild.
It's true.
I feel like we're just starting getting used to saying 2025.
I know, right?
Isn't it still 2016?
Ish. No.
Blue Jays fans wish it were 1993 because that's when, the Jays won the World Series. I think, I'm no sports analyst, as we all know, but I think they can do it.
Come on,
yeah.
I think they can do it.
Can do it for sure. They're at their best that they've been in quite some time.
Yeah.
Could happen.
LA Dodgers, yeah, they're a really strong team.
Oh, they're really spot. Yeah, that's the hard part.
Possible.
They're up against a really good team.
Make it even sweeter if they win.
Exactly.
Coming up later in the show, too, you won't want to miss our conversation with Keegan Matheson. He is from Nova Scotia. He's an MLB.com reporter, and he's going to be sharing his thoughts because, they're going to be playing the Dodgers tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing from a professional who's going to weigh in. Oh, my gosh, this is a lovely shot of Halifax this morning.
Oh, yeah. A bit grainy, but you get the idea. Gorgeous start to the day.
No kids climbing the wave before school, huh?
I know, right?
Oh, that's true. That's the wave right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Yeah, it's quiet. Now's your chance to get down there.
You might get out on a live eye, though.
It's true.
We'll catch you. All right, 12 degrees starting off your day in Halifax. As you can see here, the sun is beginning to rise. We're going to see lots of sunshine in your area today and across much of the Maritimes as precipitation continues to clear out. Early this morning, not a bad start to the day yet again. 10 degrees right now in Fredericton, 14 starting off your day in Charlottetown, a bit warmer in Sydney with 16 degrees, 7 into Labrador City and 10 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Friday morning until Saturday afternoon for the southern Avalon Peninsula. Over to our satellite radar, precipitation tracking across Newfoundland and Labrador this morning. Also seeing some wet weather for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, and parts of New Brunswick. Something to keep in mind if you are heading out early this morning on your commute. Over to the current winds for all three maritime provinces. It will be quite breezy yet again today. As of right now, 30 kilometers per hour in Sydney, 28 in Canso, 26 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, and 15 into Moncton and Charlottetown, 20 into Lunenburg. Wind gusts getting up to 43 kilometers per hour right now in Sydney, with 39 into both Grand Etang and Canso, 28 in Yarmouth. We'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. For the second time this week, a Nova Scotia university's part-time faculty is on strike following failed negotiations to reach a new collective agreement. CUPE announced its members from St. Mary's University will go on strike at 8:30 this morning. Last month, its members voted 87% in favor of a strike following nearly a year of negotiations. Members are asking for improved stipends and proposals on faculty appointments and contract timelines. Meanwhile, more than 150 part-time faculty at Mount St. Vincent University, also in Halifax, are hitting the picket line for a second day today. This after contract talks broke down Tuesday night, with the sticking points being pay, benefits, and job security. The university says the campus will remain open, but classes taught by part-time staff will be canceled. The paternal grandmother of Lily and Jack Sullivan says police should have acted faster when the children were first reported missing.
I don't care what the criteria is for an Amber Alert. When you have vulnerable children missing, it should be an automatic alert.
It's been nearly 6 months since the two siblings were reported missing from their rural Nova Scotia home. Belinda Gray says it's been 2 years since she last held Jack and Lily. When they first went missing in May, Gray says she joined in the search in Lansdowne Station. RCMP say they have combed through every possible lead. Cadaver dogs also searched the woods and trails just a few weeks ago and came up empty-handed. A new report says that for every 100 new nurses in New Brunswick, 62 leave the profession.
We're not able to retain these young nurses, and that creates a problem both now in terms of being able to provide the care that patients need, but also in the future, because the young nurses of today are the experienced nurses of tomorrow.
That is concerning. Why recruit or why train nurses if people are leaving? And so we are doing a very good job at bringing in more nurses with 2 new nursing schools, new spot setter nursing schools.
According to the report from the Montreal Economic Institute, New Brunswick has the second worst retention rate for nurses in the country, only behind Newfoundland and Labrador, which had 98 leave the profession for every 100 who joined. Nova Scotia saw a rate of 57 young nurses leave for every 100 who entered the profession, with 47 leaving on PEI. A survey from the Canadian Federation of Nurses says that 1 in 4 nurses in the profession is showing clinical signs of anxiety, depression, or burnout. New Brunswick is continuing its phased approach at inspecting all fuel stations in the province. The effort it's making stems from a massive diesel spill at an Irving gas station near Woodstock. Almost 200,000 liters of diesel fuel spilled into the ground at the Irving gas station in Woodstock before it was discovered in December of last year. And questions remain on why it wasn't found sooner. The spill sparked province-wide inspections of fuel stations. So far, 91 sites have been looked at, uncovering 47 violations, including unlicensed sites, unregistered tanks, and improper storage tank labeling. Opposition leader Glenn Savoy says the number of violations could be a sign that the checks and balances of this particular industry have been neglected.
That's entirely possible that this has existed for time. The key to this whole thing, though, is that it happened under the current government.
The Tim Hortons location that sits beside the gas station only reopened to the public this month. CTV News asked the company if the owners of that location had been compensated by Irving Oil. Tim Hortons Media Relations responded only saying that they could have opened sooner but chose to remain closed until it was assured service could continue in the long term with the same high standards for all Tim Hortons restaurants. To the ice now, a Cape Bretoner has made his NHL debut. That is Colton Ellis from River Denny's taking a rookie lap after suiting up for the Buffalo Sabres with his family in attendance for his first game. The former Cape Breton West Islander goalie played well for the Sabres, stopping 27 shots in a 4-2 win over Detroit. Finally, a young Calgary musician has clinched silver at a prestigious international piano competition. So 20-year-old Kevin Chen, originally from Calgary, was one of 5 Canadians competing. American Eric Liu won the gold medal, which comes with a cash prize of just under $100,000.
Wow.
This event has been going on for roughly 100 years now, and it was inspired by the Olympic Games, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know how good this kid is?
20-year-old from Calgary.
So good.
Number 2.
Wow.
Yeah, that's incredible. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness, and such dedication. All right, time for a little fun now.
Yes,
It is pumpkin regatta season, so here's a fun one that recently happened on the outskirts of Portland, Maine.
4. I love it.
Thousands of people came out to cheer the costume participants as they raced around a small lake inside gigantic hollowed-out pumpkins. Organizers say the gourds need to be at least 1,000 pounds or 435 kilograms to be big enough to be used as a flotation device. The costumes are wonderful, including Buddy the Elf, which is amazing. There's all kinds of great things. Anyway, there's
Luigi,
Elvis,
everything you want.
A hot dog.
I would love to try this.
Oh, my
Buddy
gosh.
looks like he did a great job.
That's awesome.
Well, he made it all the way through the candy cane forest, so I mean, that was nothing.
Yeah, that was easy.
That was a breeze, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I just think of the historic ones we had around here in Nova Scotia.
I know. Those are the good old days.
Yeah. Still ahead on this Thursday, I'll have a look at your national and international news headlines, and also after Latavia's latest look at the forecast, too. We'll have that. Taking a live look at beautiful Bedeck in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Nice calm waters there. The forecast coming right up.
Beautiful start to the day over in Peggy's Cove. Welcome back. The time now is 7:13. Currently 11 degrees in your area and seeing lots of sunshine as clouds continue to clear out of your part of the province. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. Not a bad start to the day yet again early this Thursday morning. 9 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton with 13 over in Charlottetown. 16 degrees right now in Sydney. 11 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Friday morning until Saturday afternoon. We are going to see rain at times heavy move in for the southern Avalon Peninsula. Over to our forecast timeline. Still holding on to precipitation across parts of Atlantic Canada. Seeing rain at times heavy with the risk of thunderstorms starting off your day in parts of Labrador. Also seeing precipitation make its way over to Newfoundland. And for the Maritime region, still seeing some looming precipitation as well for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, and parts of New Brunswick. Into the afternoon, we will be seeing precipitation clear out for the most part into the Maritime region, leaving lots of sunshine for all 3 Maritime provinces. But we will be seeing a chance of showers return for parts of New Brunswick, as well as into Nova Scotia and parts of Prince Edward Island into the evening. Still holding on to precipitation for both Newfoundland and Labrador as well. So we're going to take a look at our rainfall totals. It's going to be quite light, considering what we saw yesterday for the Maritime region. As of right now, an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick expected. And then seeing the heaviest of that precipitation for Labrador at around 2 to 20 millimeters for Happy Valley Goose Bay. Also going to see around 2 to 10 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. Excuse me. For New Brunswick today, looking at sunshine throughout your day, we will be seeing some spotty showers on and off into the morning and evening. Daytime highs will range from 13 to 17 degrees, being the warmest over in Moncton. Wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 16 to 17 degrees today. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. We will be seeing showers return into the evening as well, with wind gusts of up to 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, highs will range from 17 to 19 degrees today. Looking at a few showers, at times heavy early this morning, will clear, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. And then the rest of Nova Scotia looking at lots of sunshine throughout the day as well. Going to see showers return into the evening with daytime highs between 16 to 19 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador, rain at times heavy with the risk of thunderstorms today. A high of 9 degrees over in Labrador City with 14 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at showers early this morning, clearing into the late afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies. So into Friday's forecast, sunshine returns for the most part. We will be seeing some looming precipitation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into the afternoon and evening, it's going to clear out that precipitation. But returning into Saturday, sunshine, above seasonal daytime highs, and some spotty shower activity for the Maritimes. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney made a campaign-style speech last night outlining an ambitious agenda ahead of next month's federal budget. CTV's Abigail Beeman has more on Carney's message and the pressure to deliver.
When I was your age, the Berlin Wall fell.
The Prime Minister addressing a room of university students, but speaking to all Canadians.
Our goal for Canada is to double our non-U.S. exports over the course of the next decade.
Mark Carney says that will generate $300 billion in trade.
Even with such efficiencies and with better management, we will have to do less of some of the things that we want to do so we can do more of what we must do.
The speech telegraphed broad strokes of the upcoming budget: spend less, invest more, saying it will include the long-awaited climate strategy and a new immigration plan.
We will play to win. We will bet on Canada and all Canadians.
He also spoke of working collaboratively across the aisle.
We had a good conversation. He didn't make any commitments.
Fresh off meeting opposition leaders ahead of the budget.
He needs to bring forward an affordable budget.
A minority government means the Liberals need help passing it or risk facing an election.
We've been very clear on what he would have to do to get our support. Now it's up to him.
They know our conditions, and if they wake up a little bit late, it's once again their problem.
Conservatives are trying to hold the Liberals to a $42 billion deficit. Experts, including the parliamentary budget officer, suspect it will be much higher. Carney didn't offer any specifics tonight, but he did say transforming the economy will take sacrifices and time. The budget comes down November 4th.
CTV's Abigail Beeman reporting in Ottawa. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have a sit-down conversation with Dalhousie University's Robert Hewish. That's when we return.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's now 7:21, and we're moving on to the Israel-Hamas conflict. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the U.S. brokered a ceasefire, brought an end to fighting, and led to a partial withdrawal of Israeli troops. Hamas has released all living hostages and returned the remains of some others. But this is only the first phase of the deal, and both sides in this fragile peace agreement breached the deal just days later. So can this truce possibly hold? Dalhousie University Associate Professor of International Development Studies, Robert Hewish, joins us now to discuss this. Good morning, Robert.
Good to see you.
Great to have you in. Now, let's talk about things. What is the current state of things on the ground in the Middle East?
Fragile, extremely fragile. It's a peace ceasefire that's been put into place that is absolutely ready to tipple over in any direction at any time. And it's one where you're seeing that now the next step is for Israel and the U.S. to try to come together and create some sort of a governing structure over Gaza right now. But even there, that's supposed to be part of this deal. There's a lot of steps that need to come into place before that even takes shape.
You want to talk about the timing of this agreement. Why is that significant?
So if we go back to, say, January or February, when other deals were being put forward by Trump and by Biden, what was really being asked then that's different now? Not a whole lot. Return of hostages, returns of the remains of hostages in Gaza, and release of Palestinian prisoners from Israel back and forth. Since then, you've had an enormous impact that Benjamin Netanyahu and the IDF have had on Gaza, right? We've had countless civilian deaths. We've had now a declaration of famine and genocide in Gaza by the UN, the Human Rights Council. All of that, what really justified that taking place between now and then? And the answer is very, very little. The big strategic thing now about why these ceasefire talks came to be is entirely because Israel went beyond its borders once again and attacked Hamas leadership in Qatar, which is also a U.S. ally. And so it became a realization that Israel was going to pursue Hamas through violence outside of their borders, including countries like Qatar. And that's when everyone came to the table and went, whoa, this is not under control. This could really go off in different directions, especially when other U.S. allies are being impacted by Israel's aggression.
What's going to happen next?
Oh, so I think we are going to see more incidents of violence coming up, like we saw just in this last week. There was an attack by Hamas fighters against IDF forces in Gaza. Israel responded with a huge air attack that killed 27 civilians. We can likely expect more of that. And there's a lot of moving pieces that need to take place in terms of who is going to be responsible for governing which parts of Gaza and how. And so before any of that gets too far along, we can expect that tension to continue because we still have Hamas that is in power still. You have their leaders in Qatar, you have their financiers in Turkey, you've got their networks still up and established, and you still have Benjamin Netanyahu, who is Prime Minister of Israel, who, again, is wanted for war crimes around the world. So you've got war crimes on both sides that are unaccounted for, and as long as the leadership stays in power on both sides, we can expect more actions to take place that are more politically motivated for their own survival rather than any sort of military strategy.
Let's take a little bit of time to talk about another complicated conflict, the latest in the Ukraine-Russia conflict.
Yeah.
President Trump, U.S. President Trump, and Vladimir Putin were supposed to meet, but they never met. So what's going on there?
I think what we're seeing here is President Trump is probably one of the last people to learn that you cannot trust Vladimir Putin. And he was talking about a detente a meeting taking place in Hungary to try to resolve and get some appeasement on the Russian side. Recently met with Zelensky in Washington. That became a very tense meeting as well about Tomahawk missiles and whatnot. But what Trump has said to Zelensky is that Zelensky's going to have to give over a large piece of Ukraine to Putin. And Zelensky says, we don't actually have to do that, because if you look at all the aggression that Russia's put on Ukraine since January, they've lost close to 700,000 soldiers around the Donbass region with no strategic targets taken. And so Zelensky's actually saying, well, we're actually in a position to negotiate here. We're not we're not under anybody's foot. And at the same time, the minute that meeting breaks down in Hungary, 2 days later, there's Putin sending missiles into Ukraine, in fact, targeting a kindergarten.
Yes, just devastating. Now, interesting that the U.S. has decided to kind of ramp up the pressure by targeting Russian oil companies, I guess trying to maybe push Putin to, what is that for?
Right, so today it's Lukoil, which is the Russian energy provider that has a market in the States. But at the same time, there's Russia still sending $3 billion a year of fertilizer into the United States that is essentially unsanctioned and no one's really talking about. That's the problem when you have these very narrow sanctions on an entity like Russia. There's ways to work around it. There's ways to say, okay, our oil's getting sanctioned, but we can make it up with fertilizer. We can make it up with something else over here, purchase our goods through third-party countries. In the last 4 years, you've seen Russia put a very complicated network together by sea, particularly, to avoid and evade sanctions, and they do a very good job of it.
Well, Robert Hewish, thank you so much for coming in and offering your perspective on both of these complicated conflicts.
Good to see you.
All right, we're going to move our attention over to Latavia.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast. Today, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud with showers moving back into the evening, a high of 15 degrees. On Friday, mainly sunny skies across the province with a high of 14, and sunshine continues in the forecast for Saturday, cooling down to 10. For Nova Scotia, looking at a high of 18 degrees today, mainly sunny skies with the evening showers. On Friday, we're looking at a high of 16 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud with some isolated showers returning for parts of the province. Then into Saturday, 13 degrees with sunny skies. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 16, mainly sunny skies with evening showers. Sunshine continues in the forecast for Friday. And same thing for Saturday with a high of 13.
Coming up in 15 minutes, Blue Jays fever. All eyes are on Toronto as fans wait for the World Series to kick off tomorrow night. A Nova Scotia native and MLB.com reporter joins us to chat about the return to the Fall Classic. That's this half hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in, 7:30, halfway through the show on this Thursday, October 23rd. One of the things I love about the Blue Jays is the home run jacket. I think that's such a great tradition, getting to wear the jacket if you win a home run. It's kind of a tradition, I know, for example, in track and field, which is more my wheelhouse, they have the Truro Lions have a PB hat.
Fun.
So it's a cowboy hat with like a stuffed lion glued to the top of
That's so cool.
So you get to wear it if you hit a personal best that day.
Nice.
So let's keep that kind of thing going, I think.
Well, we want to know what you think about that, too. Share your favorite Jays memory. That's what we're asking for the Move Morning Chat. You still have time to send us a text, 10400. Bonus points if you text us a photo of you at the game or maybe your memorabilia, something like that. We're going to share your answers later on in the show. But first, a look at the weather with Latavia.
Yeah, we're going to take a live look at McAdam. You can see here quite a moody start to the day. A bit cooler in your area with 7 degrees early this morning, seeing a bit of cloud coverage. Clouds will continue to clear out as we inch towards the afternoon, leaving lots of sunshine in your area. We are going to see sunshine sticking around in the forecast today, but also seeing some precipitation tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, 9 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, 13 starting off your day in Charlottetown, a bit warmer over in Sydney with 16 degrees. Early this morning, 11 in Halifax, 12 in Yarmouth, and 11 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Friday morning until Saturday afternoon for parts of Newfoundland. And over to our satellite and radar. Wet weather starts off the day for both Newfoundland and Labrador. Also seeing showers early this morning for parts of Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, and parts of New Brunswick. That will clear, leaving lots of sunshine across the Maritimes. Over to the current wind situation in the Maritime region. A bit breezy early this morning for parts of the Maritimes. As of right now, 26 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang as well as into Sydney. 20 starting off your day in Halifax, 22 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown, 19 in Canso. Wind gusts getting up to 44 kilometers per hour this morning in Grand Etang, 39 in Sydney, and 31 in Canso. We'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. For the second time this week, Nova Scotia University's part-time faculty is on strike following failed negotiations to reach a new collective agreement. CUPE announced its members from St. Mary's University will go on strike later this morning. Last month, its members voted 87% in favor of a strike following nearly a year of negotiations. Members are asking for improved stipends and proposals on faculty appointments and contract timelines. Meanwhile, more than 150 part-time faculty at Mount St. Vincent University, just down the road, are hitting picket lines for a second day today. This after contract talks broke down Tuesday night, with the sticking points being pay, benefits, and job security. New Brunswick is continuing its phased approach at inspecting all fuel stations across the province. The effort it's making stems from a massive diesel spill at an Irving gas station near Woodstock. Almost 200,000 liters of diesel fuel spilled into the ground at this Irving gas station in Woodstock before it was discovered in December of last year. And questions remain on why it wasn't found sooner. The spill sparked province-wide inspections of fuel stations. So far, 91 sites have been looked at, uncovering 47 violations, including unlicensed sites, unregistered tanks, and improper storage tank labeling. Opposition leader Glenn Savoy says the number of violations could be a sign that the checks and balances of this particular industry have been neglected.
That's entirely possible that this has existed for time. The key to this whole thing, though, is that it happened under the current government.
The Tim Hortons location that sits beside the gas station only reopened to the public this month. CTV News asked the company if the owners of that location have been compensated by Irving Oil. Tim Hortons Media Relations responded only saying they could have opened sooner, but chose to remain closed until it was assured service could continue in the long term with the same high standards set for all Tim Hortons restaurants. We're getting a better idea of just how many people hopped aboard the Cat Ferry this year between Yarmouth and Bar Harbor, Maine. And as it turns out, ridership was down significantly. A total of 39,745 passengers used the vessel this year. That number is down by 10,000 from 2024. The president and CEO of Bay Ferries points to political turmoil between Canada and the U.S. as the reason for the decline in people using the ferry, especially Canadians avoiding travel south of the border.
The service was used this year. 82% of the utilization of the service was used by Americans. So coming or going on the service, and the remaining 18% was Canadians.
The CAT completed 119 runs this year. The province and Bay Ferries are entering the final year of their contract in 2026. Mark Wilson expects negotiations will begin later this fall after numbers from an economic impact study are complete. A popular trail in Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia, sustained some fire damage earlier this week. A section of the wooden boardwalk at McCormack's Beach next to Fisherman's Cove was burned Monday night. Part of the grassland was also scorched. Regular visitors to the 1.2-kilometer-long boardwalk were shocked to see the damage, which some point out will limit who can enjoy the trail.
It's very popular and it's ground level, so a lot of people with walkers come here and walk. How are they going to get around this?
Those responsible should be held accountable. If this fire had got out of control, it could have burnt part of the McNabbs Island, Lawler's Island, if the wind was in the right direction.
No word yet on the cause. Signs at the beginning of the trail indicate campfires are not allowed at any point along the boardwalk or the nearby beach. Finally, Cape Breton made his NHL debut last night. That's Colton Ellis from River Denny's taking a rookie lap after suiting up for the Buffalo Sabres with his family in attendance for his first game. And what a game it was, too. The former Cape Breton West Islander goalie played well for the Sabres, stopping 27 shots in a 4-2 win over Detroit. That's a great way to start. It's pressure for all players in this kind of game, but boy, the goalie really has to feel it, especially if it's the first one, too.
Colton Ellis. Colton Ellis. Yeah, we love that. Okay, We're not going to sing it, but happy birthday to the Guggenheim Museum in New York. Have you ever been?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's a good time. Yeah, the building is iconic. 66 years later, there it is. It's neat, right? And this week back in 1959, thousands of people lined up on New York's Fifth Avenue to step inside the concrete building that is home to one of the world's top collections of modern art. Mining tycoon Solomon R. Guggenheim began collecting seriously with the art when he was back in the 30s, and he displayed his collection in a former car showroom in New York City until he decided to hire famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright to design the proper museum, and the rest is history. Sadly, Guggenheim didn't live to see the museum open, but his legacy lives on in the building, meant to resemble a giant seashell.
Very cool. So many movies filmed there as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's iconic.
Oh, yeah.
It's iconic.
All right, so cool. Okay, still ahead on the show, we've got lots to come this half hour. But coming up next, we are going to give you our 20K giveaway keyword.
Give a word.
Give
That's
a word for you.
Well, we're doing that anyway, yeah.
$1,000. And we only have a few days left, and today's keyword is spend. See, you can head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewsatlantic.ca, or scan that QR code on the screen with your smartphone. It'll take you right where you need to go, and you are entered in a chance to win. Good luck to you. Also, good luck to the Jays, too. Blue Jays reporter and Nova Scotia native Keegan Matheson joins us from Toronto to talk World Series hype when we return.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 7:44. We're taking a live look at Fredericton, seeing a bit of sunshine early this morning. Currently 9 degrees in your area, so temperatures will continue to rise. We are looking at above seasonal daytime highs for the most part across much of the region. A warm start to the day, but we do have precipitation tracking across parts of the region early this morning. As of right now, we're looking at 10 degrees starting off your day in St. John, New Brunswick, with 13 over in Charlottetown, 11 degrees this morning in Halifax, 16 in Sydney, with 7 in Labrador City, and 11 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Speaking of Newfoundland, we do have a rainfall warning in effect for Friday morning until Saturday afternoon for the southern Avalon Peninsula, looking at rain at times heavy at around 40 to 60 millimeters of precipitation expected. Over to our forecast timeline, you can see here, rain at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms tracking across Labrador, seeing some wet weather also starting off your day for parts of Newfoundland. And then into the Maritime region, still holding on to some precipitation for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, parts of Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick. That will clear for the most part, leaving sunshine across much of all 3 maritime provinces today. But we do have chance of showers returning into the southern region of New Brunswick starting off into the afternoon, spreading into the evening for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, taking us into early Friday morning, where we will be seeing sunshine and above seasonal daytime highs yet again in our forecast, but also a bit of looming precipitation at around a 30% chance of it happening. Over to our rainfall totals, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of New Brunswick, seeing light amounts for all 3, for the majority of the maritime region. And then looking at around 2 to 20 millimeters, seeing the heaviest into Happy Valley Goose Bay for Labrador, and 2 to 10 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, seeing sunshine starting off the day. We do have showers arriving for parts of the province into the afternoon and into the evening as well. Daytime highs will range from 13 to 17 degrees, being the warmest into Moncton. Wind also picking up out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. Breezy wind also expected for Prince Edward Island with gusts of up to 50 kilometers per hour. Daytime highs ranging from 16 to 17 degrees and seeing sunshine throughout your day. Showers expected into the evening. And for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at showers at times heavy early this morning, clearing, leaving sunshine, with daytime highs between 17 to 19 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine throughout your day as well. Looking at a chance of showers into the evening with highs between 16 to 19 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador, a high of 9 degrees for Labrador City today. Rain at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms throughout the day. And for St. John's, looking at a high of 14 degrees. Showers starting off the day, clearing into the afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Another warm day is ahead on Friday. For the most part, seeing lots of sunshine across the maritime region. We will be seeing a chance of showers return. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, same thing applies. We are going to see a chance of showers and or flurries for parts of Labrador. And for Newfoundland, looking at a chance of some spotty shower activity. Into the weekend, much of the same yet again. Above seasonal daytime highs, lots of sunshine expected. We are going to see some looming precipitation, Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. 7:47. Now, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you know the Toronto Blue Jays are in the World Series. They face the LA Dodgers tomorrow night at Rogers Centre for Game 1. Here to discuss this is Keegan Matheson, author and beat reporter for MLB.com, and he's also from New Glasgow. Good morning, Keegan.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm great this morning. Keegan, we chatted with you about your book a few weeks back. Did you plan this season for the Jays to align with the launch of your book, the Toronto Blue Jays, the franchise?
I remember when it released on June 3rd, I believe it was. My fear at the time and coming into the season, even in early June, was that I would be trying to sell a book about an average team. And I was thankfully very wrong about that this year. It's been amazing. They've been a great marketing department for me. Unintentionally, the Blue Jays have, but timing is everything. It's been a great year, and I never expected to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited for the Jays. You were actually at the big game when Monday's game, George Springer's clutch home run happened. You saw that moment happen. What was that like to be there witnessing that moment and the electricity that must have accompanied it?
That was incredible. That was the coolest moment I have covered. I started covering the team in 2017, which was just after their big postseason runs in 15 and 16. So I had not been there for Jose Bautista and the bat flip or those big moments prior. So this was the first truly big one that I had covered after a lot of losing seasons or years where they would make the playoffs and not go any further. So that was special. That was an image that I will always remember, especially George Springer bouncing up the line when he's jumping into the air.
Yeah.
And an incredible scene, so loud. And my goodness, what a memory for everyone there, everyone watching to have.
For sure. Oh, my gosh. Just even watching these images, I'm getting emotional afresh. Now, we weren't even sure if George Springer would be able to play. I guess he had taken a fastball to the knee earlier. He bounced back pretty well.
He did. This was in Game 5 of the series in Seattle. It was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Right off the kneecap, not the fat or the muscle, but right off the kneecap. So he's a little tougher than me. And George Springer, at 36 in baseball, we talk about a 36-year-old like he's 80. But it is old for baseball. And for George, he's been going through a lot of injuries this year. That knee injury was pretty serious. I think he's still pretty bruised up and dented into that knee, but nothing was going to keep him out of this game. And an incredible moment that just kind of adds to the lore of it.
Perfect. Okay, we've only got about a minute left, so there's two questions I want to ask. First of all, about the Dodgers. But Bo Bichette, huge fan favorite. He's been injured, but we hear he may be able to return to the lineup.
Looks like he will. He says he's ready. I'm not quite sure how the Blue Jays will use him yet. That's a bit of a bigger question, but Bo deserves to be part of this. He's been part of it for about 10 years now with Vladdy, his best friend and teammate. So I'd love to see him be part of this down the stretch.
Okay, let's talk about the Dodgers. They're a tough team. They are tough. People are saying that best player in the league is on that team, Shohei Ohtani. What are their chances against this juggernaut?
Big, scary Dodgers. They have more talent. The Dodgers have more stars. But the beauty of a series like this, you don't need to be the best team in the world. You just need to win 4 games before they do. So we'll see if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can steal a game. The Blue Jays certainly deserve to be here. The Dodgers, sure, they're scary to play against at this time of year. But the Blue Jays are here for a reason. I think they have a great chance. They might just need to steal a game. They need Vladdy to be the best player in baseball instead of Shohei Ohtani for just a day or two.
Oh, I think it can happen. Like, I don't want to jinx anything, but I really do. They've got the heart. I think they're going to go all the way.
They do.
All right, Keegan,
I like it.
Thank you so much for your thoughts, and we know we can get your book anywhere fine books are sold. So thanks again for your opinions and thoughts this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, we're going to turn our attention over to Amanda now with health news.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Health and medical news now, and the impact climate change is having on the mental health of Canadians. One of the topics in Your Health.
A national study published in the academic journal Nature Mental Health suggests 2.3% of people in Canada experience climate change anxiety at a level causing meaningful distress and disruption. It also suggests Indigenous people had the highest prevalence of severe climate anxiety of any group studied. A second peer-reviewed study found 37% of Canadian teens who responded to a survey said they felt climate change was impacting their mental health. Health Canada says about 1% of Canadian Dental Care Plan members have been found to be ineligible for the program or assessed at an inaccurate co-payment level. The agency says the issue was a result of an error in how income was calculated for some applicants. About 28,000 active members who were found to be ineligible have already received dental care, but they won't have to repay the difference for care received before October 24th. The program was launched in December 2023 to provide dental care for uninsured Canadians who face financial barriers. More than 5 million Canadians currently receive coverage under the plan.
When you are fearless.
Finally, doctors are trying a new way to manage pain. At UC San Diego Health, singers and musicians are part of its pain management team. Recent studies show listening to music can lower the perception of pain or raise a patient's ability to tolerate it. No one is saying music can eliminate serious pain, and the science is still being studied. But what seems to help is when patients listen to the music carefully instead of treating it as background noise.
Now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 60th anniversary for Tilda and Gus Cameron of Maboon, Nova Scotia.
Congratulations, you two. Great photo.
Happy anniversary.
And it's a 60th anniversary for Anita and Jack McKinnon of Dartmouth, looking really in love 60 years later.
Beautiful photo. It's also a 60th anniversary for Gary and Linda Parsons of Murray Corner, New Brunswick.
60 years together. Congratulations, you two. Looking great.
It's also a 100th birthday for Rita Melanson of Beresford, New Brunswick, rather.
I love that Rita had a big party for her 100th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rita. Now, to see your milestone again or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, those milestones must be received at least 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
A Cole Harbour choir is about to share the stage with rock royalty.
Yep, the young Maritimers will join Foreigner when the band plays at Scotiabank Centre tomorrow night in Halifax. CTV's Mike Lamb has the story.
My name's Nick Pettipaw, and I operate the Marine Drive Talent Management. It is a private music education school where students come in and learn how to sing, how to perform, how to play instruments, and we touch base in the industry, so give them opportunities to kind of have real life experiences, which is kind of the most authentic way to learn anything.
Would you please welcome Foreigner!
So there was a competition with one of the local radio stations, Surge. Record a choir singing the song I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner, and if you are successful, you get to perform at the Scotiabank Centre on the 24th with the band, and lucky us, we won. They did know the song. That's one of the biggest rock songs around. So they were familiar, but we took some time and learned the harmonies and learned the parts of the song and put it together and recorded a video. I almost didn't tell them right away because I was too excited. Some of them cried. Some of them couldn't believe it. Told them I was super proud of them. They're still so excited and really nervous, but got some good info from the Foreigner people, and they said embrace it and have fun. We didn't expect something like this to happen. Nobody really expects you to win, right? I'm still getting emails from parents and saying, you know, we bought all our tickets, we're excited to come, everybody in our family's coming, so it's becoming a pretty big event for these kids.
Very exciting. All right, we're going to talk about the 3-day forecast. New Brunswick will be seeing some showers starting off the day, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and clouds, seeing the return of showers into the evening with a high of 15. 14 degrees on Friday. Lots of sunshine across the province, and into the weekend, much of the same. Cooling down, though, to a high of 10. Nova Scotia's looking at mainly sunny skies with evening showers, a high of 18 degrees. 16 on Friday, although we will be seeing sunshine, we do have some isolated showers returning for parts of the province. And then on Saturday, seeing lots of sunshine return with a high of 13. Prince Edward Island also going to see sunshine today. Evening showers with a high of 16. 15 on Friday, sunny skies yet again. And then on Saturday, a high of 13 degrees.
Thursday, October 23rd. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, fundraising efforts are underway after 2 children died in a boating incident in Nova Scotia over the weekend. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And an event that rocks. The 2025 Canadian Curling Pre-Trials are now underway in the Annapolis Valley. We'll check in to see how things are going. That's coming up on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. What a time to be in beautiful Wolfville, Nova Scotia for the curling pre-trials. I know my in-laws, huge curlers themselves and curling fans. They got tickets to go watch the curling pre-trials yesterday and loved it. Loved it. In fact, we won. We won the curling tickets, my little family, but we couldn't attend any of the pre-trial games. So here you go. They had a great time.
Amazing.
Yeah, it seemed like the best of the best.
It's a super
huge
great,
deal.
a huge opportunity, great chance to see some excellent curling in our region. And yeah, I can't wait to hear that conversation that Tavia is going to lead coming up in a little bit. And you're going to lead us through a weather forecast.
Yes. And we're going to start off with Charlottetown, I believe. And
lovely.
Yeah, we're going to see lots of sunshine over there. It's going to be quite a beautiful day. Not really seeing precipitation over there, which is great. Maybe we'll get that for you soon.
A little
there we go. That's what you were talking about.
Not quite. They're just waking up in Charlottetown.
Exactly. Still not quite there. You can see the roads are still a little bit wet from the precipitation they had earlier. We are going to see 13 degrees starting off your day. Temperatures warming up, still going to remain above seasonal, really for much of Atlantic Canada today. So it's going to be another warm day ahead, but we do have still precipitation tracking across parts of the region. I'll break that down in just a bit. But for our current temperatures, not too bad this morning. It is a warm start to the day for much of the region. 9 degrees in Fredericton, 11 starting off your day in Halifax, with 16 degrees over in Sydney, 7 starting off your day in Labrador City, 11 over in St. John's. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Friday morning until Saturday afternoon for the southern Avalon Peninsula. And you can see the precipitation tracking across the region early this morning. We are going to see rain at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms across Labrador. Still seeing wet weather for most of Newfoundland today. And then into the Maritime region, we're going to start to see shower activity clear out for parts of the Maritime region, leaving sunshine for the most part. In terms of the current wind, it's going to be another breezy day ahead out of the southeast and southwest this morning. As of right now, seeing sustained wind, 26 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang and in Sydney, 22 into Charlottetown with 20 kilometers per hour in Halifax, 19 in Canso and Miramichi. Wind gusts getting up to 44 kilometers per hour right now in Grand Etang, 39 into Sydney and 31 in Canso. I'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. The paternal grandmother of Lily and Jack Sullivan says police should have acted faster when the children were first reported missing.
I don't care what the criteria is for an Amber Alert. When you have vulnerable children missing, it should be an automatic alert.
It's been nearly 6 months since the 2 siblings were reported missing from their rural Nova Scotia home. Belinda Gray says it's been 2 years since she last held Jack and Lily. When they first went missing in May, Gray says she joined in the search in Lansdowne Station. RCMP say they've combed through every possible lead. Cadaver dogs searched the woods and trails a few weeks ago and came up empty-handed. Fundraising efforts are underway for the families of the 2 children who died in a boating incident in Nova Scotia over the weekend. It happened in Lake Rosignol near West Caledonia on Saturday after a man and 3 children went out on the water. Online fundraisers have been set up for the families, with social media identifying the deceased as Lucy Cable Monroe and Adelind Gall.
This is not a criminal investigation. This was a search and rescue effort. We are making attempts to locate the boat, the flat-bottomed canoe with the motor. Whether that is still even afloat, it's hard to say because they did take on water. The boat did overturn.
Police say the man and 3 children were all wearing life jackets at the time. RCMP in Newfoundland are investigating an ATV crash that resulted in the death of a 70-year-old pedestrian. Police in Bay St. George say they responded to an off-road vehicle crash in Ship Cove on Tuesday and learned that an ATV struck a person. The 70-year-old woman was rushed to hospital where she died. RCMP say the driver of the ATV was a youth who remained at the scene and cooperated with investigators. A new report says that for every 100 new nurses in New Brunswick, 62 leave the profession.
We're not able to retain these young nurses, and that creates a problem both now in terms of being able to provide the care that patients need, but also in the future, because the young nurses of today are the experienced nurses of tomorrow.
That is concerning. Why recruit or why train nurses if people are leaving? And so we are doing a very good job at bringing in more nurses with 2 new nursing schools, new spot setter nursing schools.
According to the report from the Montreal Economic Institute, New Brunswick has the 2nd worst retention rate for nurses in the country, right behind Newfoundland and Labrador. Nova Scotia saw a rate of 57 young nurses leave for every 100 who enter the profession, with 47 leaving on PEI. A survey from the Canadian Federation of Nurses says that 1 in 4 nurses in the profession is showing clinical signs of anxiety, depression, or burnout. 2 Nova Scotia youths have been charged in connection to what police are calling a violent assault on another youth that was captured on video and shared on social media. RCMP say it happened back in August in Bible Hill, but it wasn't reported to police until late last month. The victim suffered serious injuries. Police say after the assault, the suspects allegedly threatened to kill the victim if they reported it. 2 youths are now facing charges of aggravated assault and uttering threats. A late night at the Wanderers grounds ended in heartbreak for Halifax fans.
His first penalty since 2015. Gagnola Perez skies it! And that's it! The Halifax Wanderers are ousted by York United!
That shootout goal ended the Halifax Wanderers' short playoff run in the Canadian Premier League. It was only the 2nd ever playoff game in Halifax's history. They fell 3-2 to York United at home. The game itself had some delays due to issues with lightning. To the ice now, and the Cape Bretoner made his NHL debut last night. That's Colton Ellis from River Denny's taking a rookie lap after suiting up for the Buffalo Sabres with his family in attendance for the first game. The former Cape Breton West Islander goalie played well for the Sabres, stopping 27 shots in a 4-2 win over Detroit. Finally, here's one for all the fans of the Backstreet Boys and Taylor Swift. Have you heard this mashup? And oh, Latavia definitely knows who this is. AJ McLean of Backstreet Boys posted this video on social media. Featured a mashup of Swift's new song, Elizabeth Taylor, and the Backstreet Boys classic track, Everybody. And Swift, do you see that highlighted there?
Oh, yeah.
Hi. Oh, hi, AJ. Oh, my God. I have been hearing this remix, too, and it's so good.
It's fun. Super fun.
Taylor, do you think from you?
Oh my God, I love him.
Forever.
I love that.
Every time I see his face, I'm like,
oh, thank you for making Latavia's day, Amanda.
Oh my gosh.
She said Backstreet Boys. I'm like, I was like, what?
Oh my gosh. I know that it's a catchy little mashup. I love that.
Yeah.
Speaking of mashing, cool. How about squashing? Let's head to the Oregon Zoo where they are holding their annual squishing of the squash. That's what the event's called. Every fall, the zoo gives the elephants giant pumpkins to smash. And this is the baby elephant. So she's so tiny, they gave her a pumpkin, but she didn't know how to smash it. She just kind of rolled it around. Isn't she a sweetie?
She's like, I'm going to play soccer.
She weighs just a paltry 775 pounds.
Holy moly.
I know.
Baby.
She's just a preemie. Just a wee one. Wait till you check out her brother and her dad, though.
Okay.
They've done this before. Okay, so here they are. They weigh 10,000 pounds.
What?
Yeah, and so they give them the giant squashes, and they're They're like squish.
Let me show
Wow.
you. There we go. Done. These will not
Look at the onlookers. Bleh. So this is happening at the Oregon Zoo. Yeah, each of those guys weighs 4,500 kilograms. Not the pumpkins. They're big, but the elephants.
So with such ease.
I know. Squish. The squishing of the squash.
I love that.
Squishing of the
So next time we'll have to put that in our calendars. Put it on the bucket list. We'll go to the Oregon Zoo.
Right?
Love that.
I know. Let's go do that. Hey, not too far from Truro, you can see a mastodon.
You can.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. And big pumpkins in our region. So you can sort of create the experience in your own way.
Yeah. So let's head now to lower Truro in Nova Scotia. It's a beautiful morning, calm waters. Latavia will have the latest look at the forecast. Plus, we're going to go to the Valley to Wolfville to check in on the Canadian curling pre-trials.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:13. We're taking a live look at Port aux Basques. Starting off at 10 degrees this morning, we are going to see a cloudy, wet start to your day, expecting rain, at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms. We are seeing precipitation for parts of the region as well this morning. With weather brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. Make sure to prep when you head outdoors this morning because we do have precipitation, as I just mentioned. As of right now, 9 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton with 13 starting off your day in Charlottetown. 11 degrees early this morning in Halifax, a bit warmer over in Sydney at 16 degrees, 7 for Labrador City, and 11 into St. John's. Speaking of Newfoundland, we do have a rainfall warning in effect for Friday morning until Saturday afternoon. We are expecting rain at times heavy at around 40 to 60 millimeters at its heaviest. Over to our forecast timeline. So you can see this low tracking across much of Atlantic Canada this morning. We do have rain at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms across much of Labrador, seeing precipitation early this morning for Newfoundland as well. We do have showers starting off the day for Cape Breton, starting to clear out of most of the maritime region, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. We will be seeing a chance of some showers return for the southern region of New Brunswick into the afternoon as well. And then into the evening and overnight hours, we will be seeing a chance of showers return for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, taking us into early Friday morning, where we will be seeing precipitation clear out for the most part. Still some lingering isolated showers, but we will also be seeing sunshine return. If you're wondering about that precipitation totals for the maritime region, only seeing an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of northern New Brunswick as well as into the southern region, and light for the rest of the Maritimes. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, that's going to be the heaviest of the precipitation, looking at around 2 to 20 millimeters, being the heaviest over into Happy Valley Goose Bay, only seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters for Newfoundland. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at sunshine throughout your day today. We'll be seeing showers into this evening for the province. Daytime highs ranging from 13 to 17 degrees and breezy winds out of the southwest. Breezy winds also expected for Prince Edward Island, wind gusts getting up to 50 kilometers per hour with daytime highs between 16 to 17 degrees and lots of sunshine throughout your day before showers arrive into the evening. Same thing goes for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at showers early in the day, clearing out, leaving sunny skies with highs between 17 to 19 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 17 to 19 as well. Mainly sunny skies throughout your day, evening showers expected. Rain at times heavy with the risk of thunderstorms for Labrador City today with a high of 9 degrees. And then 13 for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at showers starting off the day, clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Friday's forecast, much of the same expected for the most part. Sunshine across Atlantic Canada. Still seeing some spotty shower activity for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, as well as into the maritime region. And then into our forecast for a Saturday, another above seasonal day expected. Sunny skies with some isolated showers returning for parts of the maritime region. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thanks, Elsie. Prime Minister Mark Carney is promising investment and warning of sacrifices in his pre-budget address to the nation. Prime Minister Carney delivered the speech in front of students at the University of Ottawa. He promised his government's first budget will include generational investments in areas such as home building and industrial projects. The Prime Minister also said Canada will double its non-U.S. exports over the next decade. New investments is expected to be balanced with less spending.
We won't transform our economy easily or in a few months. It will take some sacrifices, and it will take some time.
Prime Minister Carney repeated his promise to find savings in government, but he did say programs like national child care will be protected. The Liberals will table their budget on November 4th. And the Liberals are downplaying the possibility of going to an election when asked if they are worried the government could fall over next month's budget.
If there has to be an election, we will confidently take our plan to the people. But we don't think an election is necessary.
On Tuesday, Liberal House Leader Steve McKinnon questioned whether they will be able to pass the budget, but MPs sounded more confident as they headed into a caucus meeting yesterday. Opposition leaders aren't making any commitments yet.
If he takes my suggestions of bringing down the deficit to the level the Liberal government promised, of getting rid of the hidden taxes on food, well, then let's have a look at it.
They know our conditions, and if they wake up a little bit late, it's once again their problem.
Prime Minister Mark Carney met with opposition leaders ahead of his pre-budget speech yesterday. Finally, overseas, King Charles is at the Vatican this morning for a historic meeting with Pope Leo. The King and Queen Camilla were greeted by church officials as they arrived for the state visit. In a symbol of unity between the Church of England and the Catholic Church, the British monarch and Pope will pray together for the first time in 500 years. The prayer will be part of a service at the Sistine Chapel. This is also the first meeting between King Charles and Pope Leo. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. We will be right back with a visit to Wolfville and the curling pre-trials. That's right after this break.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. Guess what you can do? Win $20,000 if you enter our contest. Today's code word is SPEND. All you have to do is go on over to our website, put that in the contest area. It's at the top right, or use the QR code that's about to pop up on your screen. That'll take you right to the contest area. Enter SPEND. It's some key information today and tomorrow. Your last chances to win. Now we'll turn our attention over to Latavia.
This week, 8 men's and women's teams will compete for a spot at the Canadian Olympic Curling Trials in Halifax at the end of November. Only 1 men's and 1 women's team will come out on top, and each team had to qualify to get this far. In the competition is quite stiff. So the pre-trials are taking place at Andrew H. McCain Arena in Wolfville, Nova Scotia, and you are invited to be a part of the action. Joining us this morning, we have Cindy Dickey and Kathy Siddle, our pre-trials co-chairs of volunteers with our partners at Curling Canada. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So the pre-trials got underway, I believe, on Monday. How are things going so far?
They're going great. We spend over a year planning. Try to think of everything. And yesterday was a really good day one. Things are working mostly the way we planned.
Well, very excited to hear that. And many of the teams are actually from out west. Are there any teams from here in the Maritimes?
Yes, we have one team from Nova Scotia, Team Purcell, and they've had a couple of games in. Most of the teams now have had 2 games, and they're the only team that are from the Maritimes.
And the top men's and women's teams will head to Halifax November 22nd, I believe, to the 30th for the Olympic curling trials. Who else will be vying for the right to represent Canada at the Olympics?
Well, there are a lot of names that you would recognize. Team Gushue has won a trip to the trials several years ago, and his team will be vying again. Rachel Homan will be here, Matt Dunstone, Team Jacobs. All of the who's who of curling in Canada will be in Halifax in November. And from these pre-trials, one of the teams on the women's side and one on the men's side will advance to be able to compete with those other teams in Halifax. It's very exciting.
Well, very exciting exactly for athletes. And the pre-trials go until Sunday. How can people get tickets?
They can go to eventsacadia.ca through the Acadia website, but eventsacadia.ca will send them to the place to purchase tickets.
And what will the Olympic trials be like in Halifax? What can curling fans expect?
There will be such excitement there. I volunteered at the last trials in Halifax, and I'm volunteering at the ones next month. And the enthusiasm of the curling community and the general community towards this level of curling, and the fact that from that event will come our Olympic athletes that we will be able to watch during the Olympics in February. I think it's February. It's just a phenomenal opportunity for us here in the Maritimes. And as you know, the only way to get to the Olympics this year is through Nova Scotia. So in November, we got our Olympic mixed doubles champion. We'll choose one team to go to Halifax from here. And then in Halifax, we get the ticket numbers to the big show.
How long do the athletes have to train to get ready for the pre-trials?
Well, it's, you know, most of these curlers have been curling for years and years as juniors in their local curling clubs. And they've done what any sport would have done. They have invested the time, the practice, the years. Some started with their school curling teams, and they moved that right through to their local curling clubs. So when you see them here and you talk with their families who are all here cheering them on, this is honestly, this is almost their Olympics right here as they're trying to get through. So, you know, it's been years in the making. Some of them are they're quite young, but you can just picture what the Gushues looked like at their age and the Homans looked like a few years ago. They are they're the way sport develops in Canada, and we're witnessing it here on the ice.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Our
Mom
pleasure.
Wolfel, see some games.
Yes, absolutely. And that was Cindy Dickey and Kathy Siddle joining us from the Curling Olympic pre-trials in Wolfville, Nova Scotia with our partners at Curling Canada. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Still ahead this morning, 15 years of Devour. The annual Food Film Fest is happening in Wolfville right now. Wolfville really is the place to be between curling and this. We're going to get those delicious details coming up in the last 30 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:31. I am officially starving after seeing that footage. Yum.
Oh my gosh, I love that there's a big brunch this Sunday, and I mean big. It's Cabana Souk themed or Sugar Shack themed. When I lived in Montreal, I went to the Sugar Shack.
Really?
Holy.
Delicious?
Never been more full in my life. So much delicious food.
Bring it on.
Yes.
Bring it on. At this point, we've only been having coffee and protein bars, so we are ready for a meal.
Your options are limited at the times we get in the morning, so we don't bring, we don't get like a platter of delicious Sugar Shack food.
Right?
Normally. Now we will, but not normally.
We are accepting sponsorships.
Yeah, exactly. Please.
Feed us, yes.
Yes.
All right, we're going to talk about the weather now. We are seeing sunshine return in the region. Still seeing some precipitation. Here's a live look at Tancook Island, a beautiful start to your day. You are seeing sunshine in your area, and that will be sticking around into the afternoon as well. Temperatures already beginning to warm up as of right now, 10 degrees in your area. Over to our current temperatures, 9 starting off your day in Fredericton with 13 early this morning in Charlottetown, 11 degrees over in Halifax with 12 in Yarmouth, 17 in Sydney, 7 degrees right now in Labrador City with 10 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 8 degrees in Cartwright as well as into St. Anthony and 11 in St. John's. We do have a rainfall warning in effect for Friday morning until Saturday afternoon for the southern Avalon Peninsula. And we are going to see this wet weather tracking across the region for today. Rain at times heavy for much of Labrador into Newfoundland. Also seeing showers at times heavy with the risk of thunderstorms. And then into the Maritime region, starting to see that precipitation really clear out. We will be seeing sunshine into the afternoon. In terms of the wind, it will be another breezy day ahead out of the southeast and southwest this morning. 22 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in Grand Etang, 19 in Charlottetown as well as into Halifax and Miramichi, 17 in Sydney and Canso. Wind gusts getting up to 33 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 31 in Sydney and 30 in Charlottetown. We'll have one last look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first, one last look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. For the second time this week, Nova Scotia University's part-time faculty is on strike following failed negotiations to reach a new collective agreement. CUPE has announced its members from St. Mary's University will be going on strike at this hour. Last month, its members voted 87% in favor of a strike. Following nearly a year of negotiations, members are asking for improved stipends and proposals on faculty appointments and contract timelines. Meanwhile, more than 150 part-time faculty at Mount St. Vincent University, just down the street, are hitting picket lines for a second day today. This is after contract talks broke down Tuesday night, with the sticking points being pay, benefits, and job security. The university says the campus will remain open, but classes taught by part-time staff will be canceled. New Brunswick is continuing its phased approach at inspecting all fuel stations across the province. The effort it's making stems from a massive diesel spill at an Irving gas station near Woodstock. Almost 200,000 liters of diesel fuel spilled into the ground at this Irving gas station before it was discovered in December of last year. And questions remain on why it wasn't found sooner. The spill sparked province-wide inspections of fuel stations. So far, 91 sites have been looked at, uncovering 47 violations, including unlicensed sites, unregistered tanks, and improper storage tank labeling. Opposition leader Glenn Savoy says the number of violations could be a sign that the checks and balances of this industry have been neglected.
That's entirely possible that this has existed for time. The key to this whole thing, though, is that it happened under the current government.
The Tim Hortons location that sits beside the gas station only reopened to the public this month. We're getting a better idea of just how many people hopped aboard the Cat Ferry this year between Yarmouth and Bar Harbor, Maine. And as it turns out, ridership was down significantly. A total of 39,745 passengers used the vessel this year. That number is down by 10,000 from 2024. The president and CEO of Bay Ferries points to political turmoil between Canada and the U.S. as the reason for the decline in people using the ferry, especially Canadians avoiding travel south of the border. The C.D. Howe Institute is releasing its fiscal accountability report cards for provinces and territories this morning. Here to tell us the passing or failing grades is CTV's Scott Hurst. Scott, how did the provinces and federal government compare in this year's reports?
Good morning, Amanda. Let's first start with the federal government because, of course, that impacts all of us. And it appears Ottawa is not making the grade in this new fiscal accountability report card, as you mentioned, released by the C.D. Howe Institute. This, as you heard the Prime Minister pledge generational investments, but also talking about sacrifices in his prime time address. But Canadians still have not yet seen the budget. And overall, that is one of the main concerns pointed out by the C.D. Howe Institute's report card on senior government, saying too many budgets are late and most governments take far too long to produce their financial statements. Now, here are the grades. Alberta topped the class with an A+. Now, for your viewers, specifically in the Maritimes, PEI, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick all got grades of Bs. Newfoundland and Labrador received a C. Now, the federal government, as I previously mentioned, Ottawa earned a D. The report points out that the feds have been late in both its budget and financial statements, presenting estimates using different accounting and failing to present consolidated expenses, also having a large gap between its projected and actual results. And to make matters worse, Ottawa is on track to be the only senior government to potentially get a failing grade next year. At the bottom of the class with D-minuses were Manitoba and the Northwest Territories, Amanda.
Okay, Scott, those are the grades. What do these scores mean for governments across the country?
Well, of course, it should be important that governments are accountable to us. We are the tax-paying citizens. Their money is our money. And as the report states, Canadians shouldn't have to be experts in reading balance sheets and annual reports to understand how their money is being spent. Now, this rating on senior governments is not so much about results, rather accountability, meaning are they providing reliable and accessible financial reports, ensuring the public, you and me, the tax-paying citizens, can know about our government's spending plans and ultimately know where our money is going, Amanda.
And viewers can read that report online, ctvnews.ca. Scott, thank you so much for breaking it down for us this morning.
Thanks, Amanda.
CTV Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. Finally, some good news. A Cape Bretoner made his debut in the NHL last night. Proud family there looking at Colton Ellis from River Denny's, taking a rookie lap after suiting up for the Buffalo Sabres. With his family watching on, and the former Cape Breton West Islander goalie, he played well for the Sabres, stopping 27 shots in a 4-2 win over Detroit. What else could you ask for your debut?
Right?
So many Cape Bretoners cheering him on.
Woo!
So exciting.
Very exciting. We'll be looking for Ellis from now on.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're a fan of classic rock, listen up. Rush is moving closer to the hearts of fans across the country. The band added Montreal, Edmonton, and Vancouver stops to their upcoming reunion tour. 17 cities across the U.S. and Canada have been added to next year's 50-something tour, which is set to begin in June. Tickets for the new dates go on sale on Halloween, October 31st. So throw a couple of those in your trick-or-treat bag if that's your thing.
50-something. That's a great title.
Rush, so iconic.
Oh, yeah.
People love Rush.
And speaking of concerts, we'll take a look at our community calendar, find out what's taking place in our region. So the Fredericton Knights of Columbus have launched a hockey challenge for youth. This is actually a free event open to all ages from 10 to 17, regardless of skill level. Participants can compete in a fun and friendly hockey skills challenge, and the event takes place Saturday, October 25th at 11 a.m. For additional information, head over to the website on your screen. And get ready, Charlottetown, to refresh your wardrobe while also supporting a great cause. So the fall clothing sale is a thrifting event where you can get footwear, handbags, jewelry, and so much more for great prices. All proceeds from sales goes towards supporting the QEH neonatal unit. The sale runs from today until Saturday.
Oh, okay, we got time.
Right? Let's go, ladies. And over in Kingston, you can attend Trunk and Treat. So there will be decorated trunks, treats, costumes, and games, and so much more. You can head over to the Kingston Baptist Church Friday, October 24th at 6:30 p.m. And for additional information, head over to their Facebook page. And if you do have an upcoming event, please send us the details. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. We'd love to share it on our community calendar. All right, time now, 8:41. We'll be right back. $15 degrees early this morning over in Baccarat Point. You can see from our live eye, beautiful sunshine starting off the day. We are going to see sunshine sticking around into the afternoon before precipitation returns into the evening. We are going to see precipitation track across parts of Atlantic Canada today, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Warm start to the day, though. 9 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton. 13 starting off your day in Charlottetown, with 11 in Halifax, 17 in Sydney, and 11 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Speaking of Newfoundland, we do have a rainfall warning in effect, expecting rain at times heavy Friday morning until Saturday afternoon for the southern Avalon Peninsula, looking at around 40 to 60 millimeters of precipitation. Over to our forecast timeline, we are seeing rain at times heavy across much of Labrador with a risk of thunderstorms Also seeing showers at times heavy for parts of Newfoundland early this morning. Still seeing some lingering showers for parts of Cape Breton Island as well as Prince Edward Island and parts of New Brunswick. That will clear out, leaving sunshine for the most part. We will be seeing a chance of showers return for the southern region of New Brunswick. Other than that, increasing precipitation chances over into the evening hours for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, taking us into early Friday morning, where we are going to see sunshine return in our forecast, but also seeing some lingering isolated showers. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, though, only going to see around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick. The heaviest of that precipitation will be into Labrador at around 10 to 20 millimeters for Happy Valley Goose Bay, only seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. Into our forecast for New Brunswick, seeing sunshine today. We will be seeing showers arrive into the afternoon for the southern region and then spreading across the province for parts of the province into the evening. Daytime highs will range from 13 to 17 degrees and wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Daytime highs between 16 to 17 for Prince Edward Island. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. We do have showers into the evening yet again, with wind gusts getting up to 50. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, seeing showers early in the morning, clearing out, leaving sunny skies with highs between 17 to 19 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine for you as well. Showers into the evening, wind gusts of up to 40. For Newfoundland and Labrador, high of 9 degrees over in Labrador City today. Rain at times heavy expected throughout the day with a risk of thunderstorms. And a high of 13 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Showers also starting off your day at times heavy with a risk of thunderstorms. Clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Friday's forecast as we end off the work week, a bit cloudier starting off the day for Frederick, New Brunswick rather, and we are going to see some isolated showers as you can see here for parts of the Maritime region. Other than that, lots of sunshine expected for the Maritimes. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, we are going to see a chance of showers and or flurries and a chance of showers for Newfoundland. Crystal?
Thanks, Latavia. Almost 8:47. Now, Devour the Food Film Fest is a feast for the senses if you're a fan of food and film, or both, like us. And the event is in its 15th year, and in that time, it's seen chefs like Anthony Bourdain and Michael Howell, who served more than 750 dishes to more than 99,000 guests from all over North America. Here to tell us more and preview a dish from a unique brunch this weekend is Chef Michael Howell, the founder of the festival and the executive chef of Devour the Film Fest. Thanks for driving in all the way from Wolfville this morning for us.
Well, it was a late night last night, opening night, but we got a full day today. Might as well fit in a little bit of television.
We love it. Okay, and you're making for us a duck fat pancake.
Yeah, so one of our signature events this year is the actual Cabana Souk Devour Takeover. It's a sugar shack, and we have one of Quebec's, Montreal's greatest chefs, Jean-Sébastien Giguère. He flew in last night. He's been cooking all day, and he's doing this sort of 3-wave brunch on Sunday, which is also our awards brunch, where we give away our Golden Tine Awards. And so I am making a duck fat pancake for you this morning.
Amazing. They smell incredible. There's a couple already done.
Yeah.
What does a duck fat, what does duck fat do for the pancake?
Have you heard of duck fat fries?
Yes.
Right, so it's a more redolent and really rich flavor. So it's really flavoring the pancake with more sort of umami, as they say.
Love it. Okay,
you know
perfect.
that word?
Yeah, I do. That's a fun word to say. Okay, I've been to an actual Cabana Souk in Quebec. I have never been more full in my life. But what I love about your brunch menu on Sunday, which there are still tickets left for, but they're selling really fast, is a little elevated. Like you get your pea soup, but it's got like, it's just a little special.
So Jean-Sébastien, he's also written this beautiful cookbook called Climat, which is an exceptional book. But yes, he takes plebeian dishes and he elevates them. So there is pea soup on the menu on Sunday.
Yeah.
But it comes in waves. There's a first wave of sort of appetizer-y things, and then there's a second wave of more robust things, including foie gras for breakfast. And then there's a dessert wave as well, too. So that's Sunday morning at the Devour Studios.
Amazing. Okay, this festival is, I know you can walk and talk, so making pancakes as we go here. The festival's been going on for 15 years. Like, congratulations. It's really a wonderful event. Almost everything's sold out this year already. I think something you were telling me you were super excited about is getting the kids involved in the festival.
So for many, many years, we've actually had a kids program. It's called the Big Picture Program, and it's in collaboration with Nourish Nova Scotia. We have these series of programs where kids come in from schools across the province. They watch an impactful film about the food system or about mushrooms, or this year we had seaweed. And then they go into a cooking class. The NSCC leads, one of our great partners. So they actually cook, watch films and understand food that much more clearly. It was sold out for the 5 editions that we had this year already.
And we just saw some images there. Those are some of the films you can see at the festival. Do you want to highlight a couple for us right now?
Partir un jour is our closing night film. It's an exceptional film from Quebec, of course, shot in Montreal, about this Haitian man who's reliving his past while his daughter is actually trying to feed him as he's in palliative care.
Wow.
That's just one of the many films that we have this year. Really looking forward to that one. One called The Shepherd, actually, is about a guy, again, from Quebec that goes to France because he decides to get away from the world and learn how to become a shepherd.
Well, what I love to do is just see what's available. Just pick anything that's got tickets available, because it's hard to find a film that doesn't. But find any film, just go, and with no expectations, and just go. And every single time, I love the film, and it literally, I think about it all the time. Like you do a great job. You and your jury do a great job picking films because the images stay with you.
We have 47 films that we're showing, and there are shorts, there are animations, there are kid-made films as well too. We had a youth competition that this wonderful kid from Port Williams won with a film called Apples. It was an animation, so you can kind of pick your genre if you want to see a fun and light film, or if you want to see a hard-hitting documentary. It's all part of Devour.
Okay, amazing. I'd love to try this since you've got all the trouble to
So
work
duck fat pancakes, we're just going to sprinkle a little icing, sugar, and cinnamon over the top.
So pretty.
And there you go.
Gorgeous. I'm going to try it. While I try it, because I'm going to take a big bite, tell us about something wild and wacky that's happened over the 15 years.
Well, clearly having Anthony Bourdain there was exceptional, and so was Dominique Crenn, the first 3 Michelin star chef in the world. In the world from San Francisco. But honestly, one of our great highlights was having Jacques Pepin there. We've actually done 4 events, not just here in Nova Scotia, but in New York and in Sonoma, because he loved his experience here so much so that we stayed in touch with him. And in fact, we had lunch, Leah and I had lunch with him at the home of MFK Fisher, a very famous food writer in Sonoma a number of years ago.
Wow.
Just the 4 of us having one of MFK Fisher's sandwiches prepared by her daughter. And one of the things that Devour's brought us over the years is to do external events, but also bring people to Nova Scotia.
Well, this duck fat pancake is extraordinary. Thank you so much for coming in, and best of luck with the rest of the festival.
Thank you so much.
We have put the website on ours to make it easy for you to find. Good luck getting tickets, though. They're snapping up quickly. Still some for the brunch on Sunday. This is delicious. Thank you also for bringing this jar of duck fat in for us today.
We have a great concert on Saturday night with Dwayne Dupsy and the Zydeco Hellraisers coming directly from Louisiana.
Oh my gosh.
Louisiana.
Oh my gosh, I'm sold. All right, we are going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this. This is really, really good. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. It's 8:55. This is the time where we share your bits of nostalgia and your texts and responses to the Move Morning Chat. Because today we're asking about you to share your favorite Jays memory. And you guys have some special ones. So starting with Michael from Newidgewok. He says, this was a few years ago. It was my daughter-in-law's 26th birthday. I told her I would bring this sign and show the sign on TV. Sure enough, I took advantage of Sousa Jr.'s flight in the stands. Also in that game, Jose Bautista threw a third-out ball over my head, and it bounced onto my hat.
Whoa.
Jays lost, but I won, made Sportsnet highlights.
Yay.
Nice.
What a cool memory. Tony shares this photo. He says, my favorite Blue Jays moment was taking my brother Terry to his first ever Blue Jays game in 2024.
Ooh, looking good in blue, fellas. Looking good.
Looking good. And then Nancy shares this photo of her daughter Claire writing, look, Mom, I'm at the game. She said, even when my daughter went to school in Sarasota, she would catch the Blue Jays game. This game, Bautista had a home run as well.
Oh, nice game.
Yeah, Bautista back when he was on the team, so went a little further back there. Carol shared this photo saying my favorite Blue Jays memory is from this year when I went to see my very first game on June 30th. Broadway singer Justin Collette from Riverview, New Brunswick sang the national anthem.
Cool.
And also the Jays beat the Yankees, and she got a free jersey there too.
Nice.
What a night.
Can't have baseball without the cards, right? Look at this oldie.
Yeah.
Thank you to David from Lawrencetown who sent this to us. Favorite baseball memory was watching Vince Horseman make his major league debut. Finally, this is funny. Patty from Belle Isle Creek, to see that? She's a huge fan. She says, huge fan of the Blue Jays. Got my tickets for Friday night's game. Anyone want to come with me?
Whoa.
I know.
Seat my couch.
Section, living room, row, front.
Oh, she had me.
Clever, clever.
She had me.
Couch.
That's probably the best seat you can get.
Absolutely. No crowds.
No crowds. The food is ever flowing.
And you can wear your pajamas.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining us today. Tomorrow, please join us for the Friday edition of the show. We'll be live from the QE2 show home, Parent Prize show home.